Before everything, it just felt so just react. I just felt like I was stuck in fight or flight mode all the time. Easily, biggest struggle on my side was just feeling like we were all stuck in a loop of just same thing every day, same stuff going wrong every day. It was like that classic saying, like the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, but expecting a different result. So that was our biggest struggle and frustration. We felt that on a daily basis. It was butting heads and you have to go do this right now because I say so. Just not a lot of teamwork really at the end of the day. The old me would end up just getting one level too high and ended up usually just yelling of getting too upset. And I just don't want to be the angry dad that's always yelling. I wanted to change my habits and change how reactive I was being with the kids, but I knew it was going to be a lot of work. And I just felt too drained and just lacking in capacity to actually make a framework for myself. I knew it was something I wanted to do. And the conversation came up with you about what the project is. And that just eliminated every barrier for me personally. Community is just so powerful anymore. A bunch of guys in the same situation who also are on the same mission. So it was just really nice to have that and know that at the end of the day, we're all going to be seeing each other every week and checking in. For me, the biggest thing was the pause. Specifically, every time I feel the tensions rising and I know the kids are going to act out or someone's going to raise their voice, of just pausing and saying to myself internally, is this the reaction that I want? Because prior to the project, I just would let myself react and, hope, basically saying, well, it's my reaction. What can I do? Can't help that. It's not a conscious decision. It's just reaction. And so just trying to be so hyper conscious of don't do it. Just pause. That's it. And then, then I can actually make a proactive decision on what my next reaction is going to be instead of just letting it happen. You had mentioned the comment of, just give yourself grace. Because the first couple of weeks of our calls, I went into it and I was like, man, this is such good stuff. I need to immediately apply every single one of these points and make sure overnight the entirety of my behavior changes. And that's just not possible, at least for me. You made the comment, just give yourself a little grace because it's not going to be like flipping a switch like that. So one, knowing I'm being proactive, feeling a little bit more confident about every day, basically going into any parenting situation. And two, just having a little bit more grace, I think has made me just react less. Just knowing I'm not trying to hold myself to a perfect standard because perfect is impossible to achieve. Absolutely. The biggest thing I think about that drives the core of really what came out of this project for me is I want to lead by example. And I'm reminded of that every time my kids say some random phrase that they picked up from me. In the past, I've led a good example, working hard career-wise, coming to the office, working hard in the gym, running, working out. But I can always control my reaction. And that's the next box I want to check for the example that I lead by, because you can always control your reactions.